Meet a lake, all these little trees. This little lake has helped us, the entire mountain has helped us understand the ecology. Now, one of the arguments, again, amongst billions of arguments, the evolutionist says, oh yeah, right. 8 people get out from an ark, and they have a world that looks like a billiard ball. Okay, there's nothing growing on it. It's just smooth. Okay, and nothing. Well, we point out the Bible didn't say that there was stuff growing. And remember the little dove that goes out and brings back, the olive and so forth. Okay, but at today's present rate of restoration, of regrowth, of deforestation, and then regrowth, at today's present rate, they figured there wasn't enough growth in the world to support 8 people, to make more people, that the human race could never have survived. Meet a lake. In 10 years, they had conifers that were 10 feet tall. That's 1 foot a year. You could almost stand by that tree and watch it grow if somebody paid you. This is part of the reason why it grew so fast and quick. Under the snow were all the little seeds. And all these little seeds were protected when everything blew over. And then you had little guys like this, the pocket gopher. He ran around, when he saw this thing going, he did what all pocket gophers should do. He went down, and everything blew over, and then he came back up, and he had all these little seeds all melted. And it was like, woo-hoo! So he gets and gathers, swells his cheeks, and puffs, and blows them all over the place, and plants them again for us. Okay? Amongst many other things, of course. But all of this is happening, and you now have a remarkable growth of a mountain that is going so fast in terms of replenishing itself that it's almost unbelievable. Flowers after just a few years. Flowers, plants, all growing back here. This is it after 10 years. You have Penamos, little flowers here. I'm lucky I can say the word. This is Windy Ridge. This is just a few years afterward. This up here, I'm sorry. This is a few years of growth that has replanted itself. Here are some of your conifers, all growing up here, turning the entire mountain into a paradise now. Now here's something that's interesting. These elk are all standing here, some men, and there's something strange. Ignore him, he has an attitude. But the rest of them, a couple things. The elk are up here. Where's the forest? There's no forest. But all these elk are up here. Big elk, healthy elk, fat elk. And they're sitting up here, and they've come 4 years, that's 4, right? They've come 400 years too soon. 400 years too soon. There aren't enough trees, there's not enough to protect them, to hide them, to keep them covered, because they're big animals, and it's hot out, and everything. So they don't expect the elk to come up there. But the elk didn't read their textbook. And the elk said, this is great. See this elk right here? He had just gone down to this little rivulet down here, and he had demonstrated a brand new way of distributing or redistributing heat. He got down, he waddled down into his belly, put out his legs, and he just got everything soaked under his underbelly. He gets back up, he comes down, makes a little place down under the ear for him, and he cools off. And they didn't know the elk could do that. But the elk never needed to do that when they were in the forest. That'd be stupid. All the other elk would say, what are you doing? So, here the elk, they have other ways of cooling down, and they are thriving. The wolves read the textbooks. And they said, do you think, nah, not possible. The people are just joking. There can't be elk up there. So the wolves have not come up. Nothing's come up. And so now we have a new phenomenon. How many calves does an elk have? a mummy elk, that's a big calf now when she has a calf. A mummy elk has one calf. Okay? Plop, out comes one calf. In Mount St. Helens, they have had an unprecedented amount of twins. Mummies having, it's not the exception, it's almost the rule. You have two. If you only have one, you're, not quite the mummy elk you thought you were. Okay? So it's two. Now, I'm going to tell you something that's absolutely true. They have witnessed elk having 3 calves all surviving. Triplets. The herd is growing at exponential growth. In an area that has no trees, but you saw all the vegetation up there. They have plenty of vegetation to eat. They have nothing to attack them, and they can get fat and grow quick. One of the answers to the question, how did the world survive after the flood, is because you're not giving credit to what the animals can really do if stressed, what their genetic heritage can do. We never saw that before. It's absolutely phenomenal. We went from this, and we're heading to this. And it won't be long until you're going to have the goats and the rest of them all